Good morning, everyone. The Delaware County Commissioner meeting for July 13th, 2020 is now in session. Would you stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Again, good morning. To my left is fellow Commissioner Barb Lewis, our clerk today, Sarah DeNova, and our administrator, Mike Cromer. Let's begin.
Resolution number 20-585, in the matter of approving the electronic record of proceedings from regular meeting held July 6, 2020.
So moved.
Second, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 20-585. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Just for the record, Mr. Britton is absent today. Resolution number 20-586, in the matter of approving purchase orders, then and now certificates and payments of warrants in batch number CMA PR 0710.
So moved.
Second, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 20-586. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-587, in the matter of declaring personal property not needed for public use and authorizing the sale of the personal property to Deputy Warren Berry on the occasion of his retirement.
So moved.
Second, discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Jeff Balzer, Chief Deputy with the Sheriff's Office. I'm here today to request your approval to transfer a service weapon to Deputy Sheriff Warren Berry upon his retirement in 2 weeks. Deputy Warren Berry grew up in Delaware County. He's with his wife, Jenny, today. They've been married 33 years. Warren attended Olentangy High School. Upon graduation, joined the Army. After he left the Army, he was a technician for a company which outfitted emergency service vehicles and radio systems. He did that for several years before founding his own company, which did the same work. Some of those vehicles that he would service were Delaware County vehicles. He would meet and talk with the folks at the Sheriff's Office as he was servicing the vehicles. One of the folks that he talked with was a chief deputy at the time, Gil Borchers. And Warren decided he was ready for a change of pace. He went through the police academy at the Career Center. He became a peace officer, and afterwards he was hired as a deputy sheriff on July 10th, 1995. During his 25-year career at the Sheriff's Office, he's performed admirably in each of his assignments, such as Drug Task Force Detective, Field Training Officer for new deputies, Officer in charge to supervise a shift when the sergeant was unavailable. In the past several years, he has been assigned to various posts in the Court Services Unit, such as prisoner transport, courthouse security. He's currently serving court documents. On behalf of Sheriff Martin and the entire Delaware County Sheriff's Office, we wish to thank Warren for his dedicated service to our country and community and wish him and Jenny good health and happiness. And Warren is here today too. He'd like to say a few words.
Yeah.
Thanks for those kind words, Chief.
You can remove your mask.
Remove your mask
That way
so
you'll
we
be
can,
more.
yeah. Thank you.
I wrote just a couple things down. I don't get to do this too often, so I want to make sure I got it right. Commissioners, thank you for the resolution today and for your support of the Sheriff's Office. I know my coworkers and I don't have too many opportunities to thank you directly, so I would like to today. I have lived in Delaware County over 45 years, and I can easily say this is a good place to work and live. I know that's made possible in part because of the work in here, the Commissioner's Office. So as an employee and a couple more days a citizen, I want to thank you, Sheriff Martin, and the Delaware County Sheriff's Office for everything that has been done for me and my family. Finally, I haven't said this nearly enough, but I want to thank my wife. A spouse of a law enforcement officer is not easy. There is shift work, missed holidays, and missed time with the kids because the doors of the Sheriff's Office are always open. I remember times when I have called Jenny and said that I have to stay over for staffing or I'm not going to be able to have early morning Christmas with the kids. Her response was always the same. Don't worry, be careful, now go do your job. She never complained, she has always been by my side. So my 25 years at the Sheriff's Office and now in retirement is not just about me. It's about my wife, because I would not have been able to do this without her. I'm really looking forward to our next chapter in life. Again, thank you.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Lewis, you have any?
Boy, thank you. You've had quite an interesting career then. What do you think you'll be doing now in the next phase? Could you come back up? Yeah, thank you.
Well, I get to take the rest of the year off, and I have some projects around the house that I've been kind of sticking on the shelf to keep me busy. So I kind of look as like a semi-retirement because next year then I have to find something other than that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, being born and raised here in Delaware, it's been my pleasure.
Boy, thank you, thank you. You're a great example of why Delaware County is such a great place to live, too. Thank you for your service, for
Thank
your
you.
military service, too, as well as your service in the Sheriff's Department. Thank you.
Thank you.
The disadvantage of going second is you're redundant, but it's also thank you for your service. And now, do you plan to continue to live in the area?
Well, yes, we still live here in the county, and I have, gosh, ever since, we did move in Columbus for a little while, and then we had our first child, and I said to my wife that I'm not a city guy. I need to come back to Delaware. So,
Great.
so we moved back like 1993, and we're going to be here.
Oh, that's great.
So, yeah, we still live out in the county and always will be. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Jenny, you prepared to have him around the house 24/7?
24/7. Well, I'm still working.
Okay. Well, he can be around the house, this will be
Okay,
there.
yeah, right.
I have a few years yet to go.
So, does anyone else have any comments?
Yes, good question.
Well, thank you again for your service, 25 years, and we very much appreciate it. We believe we have a good county, but we're a good county because of a lot of the county employees and certainly the sheriff's office. So thank you very, very much for your service, and everyone else involved in our sheriff's department that's represented here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you so much.
We need to take a vote.
Sorry?
We need to take the vote.
All right.
Vote on motion 20-587. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye,
Mr. Merrill?
Aye. Again, thank you, guys.
thanks for coming.
Resolution number 20-588, in the matter of accepting grant funds, establishing a new organization key, and approving supplemental appropriations for the Board of Elections.
So moved.
Second, discussion?
Good morning, Commissioners. Mike Fromer, County Administrator, presenting for the Board of Elections today. This is to accept a grant of $2,400 from the Ohio Secretary of State for cleaning and disinfection products.
Oh, boy.
Questions, comments? Vote?
Vote on motion 20-588. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye,
Resolution number 20-589, in the matter of appointing members to the Delaware County Tax Incentive Review Councils.
so moved.
Second, discussion?
Commissioners, Bob Lamb, Economic Development Director. Before you is a request to appoint the Turk Board for the year 2020. Previous appointments were myself and Jenna Jackson. Oh, wrong last name. Have it. Obviously, Jenna is no longer with us, and I am recommending that Rob Plack and Zach Dowley be appointed to the Turk Board moving forward. This is the group that reviews the incentives that are currently out there, and we handle all of the work for the auditor's office, providing the report to Auditor Keitza, who then runs the meeting and handles the final approvals to determine if the incentives are in compliance.
Any questions or comments? Vote?
Vote on motion 20-589. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye,
Item number 6 is being pulled from today. Item number 7, resolution number 20-590. In the matter of amending the grant agreement with the United Way of Delaware County approved on April 16, 2020 pursuant to resolution 20-351 to allow for an increase in maximum assistance and increase in eligible expenses.
so moved.
Second, discussion?
Bob Lamb, Economic Development Director. Commissioners, before you is a request to amend the agreement with United Way. we were allowing them to provide up to $500 for rent assistance. This is increasing to $1,500 in rent assistance. We have had great luck with this program in assisting local residents with being able to address their financial needs. Some of the funding that United Way was using to match with these dollars has been used up, and so we are attempting to increase to meet what has been the general need that they have found among residents who have been affected by COVID-19 or other financial issues. That number is somewhere between $1,200 and $1,500, so we are asking to be able to increase it to $1,500.
So the purpose is to change the allocation amount.
Correct. Same group still being able to access the funds, and this is part of the CDBG dollars that we are required to use up by the end of August 2020 as well.
Yeah, I definitely think the amount should be increased. 500 is pretty low when you're talking about even a month's rent, so, yeah. Do we know how many people have participated?
I apologize, the number of participants I don't know off the top of my head is
Okay.
approximately $20,000 has gone out at this point.
Yeah, okay. 20,000 out of like, what, 80, 89, something like that? That we sent
The
over?
last number I saw was around 89 to 92. I don't know where it stands as of
Okay.
today after the end of last week.
Okay, thank you.
Vote on motion 20-590. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
We have a revolving loan fund update.
Yes, Commissioners, thank you very much for some time today. Give you an update. We've had some very recent success with this program. It's going very well. We're very happy with our partnership with Buckeye State Bank. And to provide you some of the details on who has been engaged and how this process has gone forward is the Chair of the Revolving Loan Fund, Don Ranke.
Thanks, Bob. Good morning, Commissioners. How are you?
Morning.
We have had a very successful first week, and wanted to come in and tell you a little bit about it, but first wanted to tell you thank you, and I thought if it was okay, each of the members of the commission, of the committee would like to say a few things to all of you. So do we want to start with the sugar, or do we want to start with the spice? I think we'll go with sugar first. How's that sound? Got to have a little bit of levity. At least Barb's smiling, Gary.
I was smiling. When I was smiling, go back and look at the video.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Thank you. In Liberty Township in the city of Powell, small businesses is an integral part of our community. They are the soul of our community, and these businesses have supported our baseball teams. They give to silent auctions. They give to scholarships. And as you know, being you guys overseeing the fastest growing county in Ohio, our small businesses have thrived. 6 months ago, I'm sure none of us could foresee where we are at today, and our small businesses needed help. Our residents in the community answered that call, and they have supported them the best they can when they have services that apply to them. And for that, I'm so thankful for our residents in our community. However, these businesses needed help beyond that. That is where your consistent and outstanding leadership has always been the backbone of the county. And when these businesses needed your help, you answered that call. And I can't thank you enough for that support. Right now, the businesses a month ago thought things were taking a turn for the better. Today, we're not really sure. Knowing that this revolving loan fund is in place, they know that if they need help, that they know where they can turn. For that, we will be forever grateful. I just wanted to take a moment of your time. I didn't want to be too long, but just wanted you to know that. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for Liberty's large contribution to this fund. Thank you.
Mr. States is a member of our committee, like Shira. Shira, as you know, is a township trustee with Liberty. I guess I should have said that. And David is the treasurer of the Delaware County Finance Authority and also a member of our group.
Since I'm up here with this mask on this morning, I thought maybe I was
You can move the
You can
mask.
take it off.
incognito, and
Yeah.
I was going to say a lot of things you probably didn't want to hear, but I'll take the
Yeah,
mask
yeah,
off. And,
yeah.
first I'd like to thank the commissioners for supporting this program.
One of Bob's initiatives and one of the Finance Authority's initiatives, quite frankly, is business retention. And right now, I can think of nothing that's going to help further that more, because the businesses that are applying and that we're assisting, some of them don't have access to traditional funding streams. And this provides a method for these small businesses, many of whom are, single sole proprietors. Many of them, they and their immediate family are the employees. And specialty retail, and for example, struggles anyway, and then in this day and age, it's just a constant struggle for them. And this is a help for them, lets them assure that they stay in business a little longer, and we hope takes some stress off of their lives. One of the worst things that can happen to a thriving downtown is to start seeing boarded up storefronts, because it's a domino effect. So Commissioners, again, thank you very much. The Finance Authority was very pleased to be asked to participate in this program. You should be commended.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for the Finance Authority, David, and all that you've done. I think the small businesses are really the backbone of a successful economically thriving county, and this, I'm just really pleased to support this endeavor. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, and I'd like to just kind of sum it up a couple different ways. One is that we really wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for a great team that the three of you, Jeff is out in North Carolina, but we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the three of your leadership. We just wouldn't. When the commissioners set up the recovery task force, within that they set up the revolving loan fund. And the revolving loan fund had two aspects to it: the small revolving loan fund and the large revolving loan fund. And the small revolving loan fund, we chose to start there. I don't think we're done yet with the large revolving loan fund, but I will tell you that without your leadership, we wouldn't be here today. Secondly, without relationships, we wouldn't be here today. The relationships that have been built over the last 4, 5, 6 years have been incredible, and that's why you have Liberty and you have Orange Township jumping in. The reason why the Finance Authority jumped in, I think it made it a little bit easier on the commissioners and Clerk Frable to jump in. And we're here today to celebrate the start, the beginning chapter of what I hope is a very long and successful book on the revolving loan fund. So we all wanted to thank you for your leadership. Thank you for Mr. Fromer and Mr. Lamb. I will tell you, I know that I mention this to you guys every time I talk to you. I think we're very thankful to have both of them. I'm going to say maybe a little bit more with Bob over the last few months. Not that Mike doesn't deserve it. He deserves it just as much.
I think you just got insulted.
He's not getting insulted. Listen, I've got my training wheels on. I still have a year. To get
Don's got to talk himself out of this now.
I still have a year with my training wheels here. But anyways, very thankful for Bob and his leadership. He worked on this thing every day. And obviously, he had Mike's guiding hand there, which was really helpful. But he worked on it every day. Some days were really long days, and some of the days were we were trying to give each other high fives over the phone. So thank you from all of us. I know that Township Trustee Rivers would have liked to have been here this morning to say a few words too, but he really appreciates it too. Out of the first four, is it okay? You want to go? Out of the first four, one of them was a downtown business owner here in Delaware. 2 were downtown business owners, or 2 were PAL business owners, and 1 was Orange Township. So out of the first 4, we expect a whole new crop over the next week. And I think that one of the questions that Bob and I were asked on Saturday in an interview was, do you think you got the program out just in time, or you think you're early, or do you think you're late? And, we both thought about it for a minute. And, originally I thought, well, we were probably 2 to 3 weeks behind when I would have liked to gotten it out. But in this situation, with the tightening down that's going on around the state, you know, the city of Delaware tonight is having a meeting with the mask situation. We may have just got it out just in time, and it may be a real godsend to these businesses in Delaware County. So again, thank you for your leadership. And I think this is going to pay big dividends for years and years and years to come. So thank you.
Thank you, Don. I mean, with your leadership, too. I mean, there's so many people who work so very hard on this, and the need, as you said, is great. Just as far as, how does someone apply then if a business is interested? And then as far as the great thing is, after hearing, you know, complaints from people who applied for federal grants and programs, and then, you know, some people have gotten them, and then a lot haven't. And you know, you're sitting there wondering, am I going to get this? And how does that work?
Several very, very good questions. One of the other questions that we were asked on Saturday was, you know, how do you think you guys have done in regards to getting the word out? And, you know, our answer was, we just barely touched the surface. So we really need to get the word out that these loans are available. And so we're hoping several news releases this week with pictures with the commissioners and the recipients will really help. I think that will send a strong message. But we've got to continually, on a day-to-day basis, get out there in all of these communities and let them know this money's available. The 4 first loans were almost $100,000. So, you know, they're averaging about $23,000 or $24,000 a loan. Now, here's the really good part, and this goes to answer one of the secondary questions, and that is 2 of these applications had 2-day turnarounds. From the day they applied to the day they got approved was 2 days.
2 days.
Isn't that wild?
Gosh.
And so
Oh, that's just great.
a big thank you goes out to Buckeye State Federal, but also I'd like to commend, you know, our committee again, because they're willing to meet on a 24-hour notice to get, you know, get these dollars out and things of that nature. So, but we have a long way to go before we really get the word out. And I think with the economy getting tightened back down a little bit, we all need to work together. So as many pictures as we can get with the recipients and the commissioners, telling the story, I think it will just pay big dividends to try to get more people to apply.
How does a person apply?
They go online. To Buckeye State Savings. We also have the applications on the website here at the county. Should have them up on Liberty Township, Orange Township.
Okay.
So we've got them up to where they can just pull down the applications.
Great.
We've had over 130 applications pulled down. So we're hoping that
Yes.
the quick turnaround on these loans, people will.
Boy, that's great. That's wonderful. Thank you.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody, for coming in.
A couple of comments. First of all, we have 2 from Liberty and 1 from Orange and 1 from Delaware City. But I think as this evolves, we're going to see representation throughout the county. And this program, to be successful, will have representation throughout the county. So I encourage all businesses that qualify to be very proactive. Look into it, make sure if it fits your needs and you can help you, be sure and apply. There's a lot of people doing a lot of really good work on this, and I commend the Finance Authority and Orange and Liberty for taking a lead role in this, as well as the Commissioner's Office, and very excited about the prospects and where this will take us. And I think we're in a transitional period right now with a lot of things expiring and how we're going to be moving forward. This program will do a lot to fill that gap, in my opinion. I know we are working on a photo, because I think it's going to be very helpful as we try to communicate this to get that photo done. And due to schedules, I think we're looking at now Thursday. There is no session Thursday morning. I don't think we're going to be voting on that later, but we'll still plan on doing a photo Thursday morning, and hopefully all 4 of these applicants can be there, because it will help us get the message out if we can get that done. And I assume Orange and Powell will be represented in that photo as well. And Liberty, excuse me.
Thursday at 9 a.m. if that's okay. That's not.
That works for me. work for you?
I'm sorry, you said,
Picture Thursday morning with the...
9 o'clock?
sure,
You
sure,
said 9 o'clock, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay?
sure.
And we're hoping that we'll have the checks. We should have...
Oh, okay. Oh, that'll,
Friday. All right. Like I said, I still been training those on.
So, anyway, we'll figure something out, but the key is to promote this event and all that it involves, because it's really a great deal, and with the support of our county partners is what's made this possible. And also the Buckeye State for the role they played in this. I don't think we want them to be forgotten, because if they hadn't stepped forward and said, we want to be a player, we wouldn't be sitting here today. So please keep them in mind as well. So again, thank you to everyone, and Thursday, 9 o'clock.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you. Thank you.
Resolution number 20-591, in the matter of approving the sanitary sewer improvement plans for Middlebury Crossing.
So moved.
Second, discussion?
Morning, Commissioners. Tiffany Mag, Director of Environmental Services. So this is a plan approval for a development. It's in the northwest corner of Stites and Home Road in Powell. And it's actually, there are 5 townhome buildings that have a total of 30 units. There's 2 apartment buildings with 32 units, and then also 2 commercial buildings that are a total of 7,100 square feet each. So it's a pretty big development there, and we request your approval of these plans.
Okay, any questions or comments? Vote?
Vote on motion 20-591. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-592, in the matter of approving the plan, specification, estimates of cost, and tentative assessments for confirming the necessity of and setting the hearing of the sanitary sewer improvements for Glen Aaron, Serenity Place, and Serenity Woods subdivisions.
So move.
Second, discussion?
So we finished the plans here. Request your approval of these today. And also what we're doing is we're setting the hearing date for August 13th. Also in this resolution, the cost estimate is $1.743 million. And that comes to a total assessment of $31,691. And that's over a total of 56 parcels, as well as 3 undeveloped lots, because they are close enough to the sewer that they will receive that same benefit. We did go through a couple different voting processes on this with the residents. The first one was held in January, and we had about an 88% approval rating, people wanting to move forward. The second one that we did was more recent, and that one we had 27 yes votes and 17 no votes, and 2 people that just didn't feel one way or the other. So we felt that with 27 versus 17, we should continue forward and set that hearing date and let people come in here and be heard as to whether they're in favor or not.
And this is transitioning people from their individual systems to the county
Correct.
system.
Yeah, so everyone currently has an on-site septic type tank at their house, and that would be transitioning them. They would be able to tap in at that reduced tap fee rate from transitioning over from septic to our sewer service for $4,050 versus the $8,100. So they're all aware of that as well. We're also going to allow them to finance it onto their taxes for a period of 20 years, and that would transition to the next homeowner if they ever did want to sell. So there's a lot of people in favor of, being able to do that as well.
This is kind of a test program, basically, to test the concept, and I'm excited to see how it goes, and
Yeah.
we'll look
Yeah, I
forward to
think we're gonna have a lot of opinions in here on the 13th. There's a
You
lot of
will.
people very heavily favoring this, and a few that are, that are pushing against it as well. So, we obviously want everyone to be heard.
Very good.
Great.
Vote on motion 20-592. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Resolution number 20-593, in the matter of reaffirming the need for improvements to Red Bank Road for the updated application for the federal highway funding assistance to the Mid-Ohio Regional Planning Commission.
So moved.
Second, we read the resolution left you here, but I guess you probably know what it says.
This is the Morpsey resolution, right?
Yes.
For Red Bank Road.
Chris Bosserman.
Yes, excuse me, Chris Bosserman, county engineer.
I take responsibility. I kind of distracted you, so that's my fault.
Yeah, as you may recall, we have a project to resurface and pave the shoulders, do some widening work on Red Bank from Smothers Road to Gorsuch Road, and have received about $1 million of funding award through MORPSI. In the out year of 2023 and 24, MORPSI asks us to update and keep reaffirming our commitment to move forward with these projects. And it's probably smart right now, given the climate. There may be communities that are having to make decisions about whether to move forward with projects, and so they don't want to have projects awarded that communities aren't planning on following through with. So at this time, I don't see a reason why we wouldn't follow through with this project in that time frame. And I would ask you to reaffirm our commitment to the project.
And you said the dates when you think that it might be started?
2023,
23, 24, okay. Okay, great. I drove over today, so, yeah, that'd be great.
Vote?
Vote on motion 20-593. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-594, in the matter of approving the right-of-way work permit summary sheet.
So moved.
Second?
I have 5 utility permits for you for consideration. All are pretty standard installations within our public right-of-way, and I'd recommend approval.
Discussion, vote?
Vote on motion 20-594. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-595, in the matter of approving the plats of subdivision for Markle CAD and Hyatt's Crossing.
So moved.
Second, discussion?
The Markle CAD project is a 3-lot common access driveway. Hyatt's Crossing is at Hyatt's in Sawmill Parkway. It's a 100-lot or 100-unit condominium development with a public road segment that goes through that site. So I'm recommending approval of both those projects.
Questions or comments? Vote?
Vote on motion 20-595. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-596, in the matter of approving a ditch maintenance petition and the ditch maintenance assessments for Oxford Woods subdivision.
So moved.
Second, discussion?
This is a project on North 3 Bs and K, and it's the standard action to place the drainage improvements in that development on the county's drainage maintenance program, recommending that you approve that.
Discussion? Vote?
Vote on motion 20-596. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-597, in the matter of approving plans, specifications, estimate, and setting the bid date for the project known as DEL-CR13-1.65 Worthington Road Improvements.
So moved.
Second, discussion?
This is a project that's a long time in coming, and I think a lot of people in that general area are very anxious to see improvements made at this intersection where there's serious congestion and capacity problems right now. The total project cost is estimated to be $6.35 million. We have about a $500,000 grant from the Ohio Public Works Commission. The rest of that's funded through county road and bridge funds. And the project will happen really over the next 2.5 years because of the scope of the project and the need to maintain traffic around the intersection and keep legs of the project open. It'll happen in phases. It will seem like it's dragging on for a long time. The alternative of totally closing the intersection
Right, boy, that's
pretty dramatic for that region, and really just isn't feasible in terms of the impact it would have on that.
Those are key arteries there.
Yeah.
And leading into Polaris, too.
Yeah, so we'll be building 5 lanes on Worthington Road through the intersection, adding right turn lanes onto Africa, northbound, and we'll have to have some closures, as I mentioned, but Africa and Worthington won't be closed at the same time, and the actual will have full traffic movements during the evening peak hour, which is the highest volume, highest area of congestion. All the movements will be restored during that period of time. The big noteworthy maintenance of traffic item is that for the section of Worthington Road north of the intersection will be one-way north. So we can't maintain two-way traffic and take the hills out. There's some site obstructions and realignment of the hill vertically that have to be accommodated, and there's really no way to do that maintaining two-way traffic. But we will maintain traffic north, and southbound traffic would be detoured. So those are the kind of the highlights, and it'll be a complicated project, and I'm sure a bit messy, and but the outcome will be, I think, a much improved, higher capacity intersection at that.
When will it actually start?
We'll start this year.
Okay.
In September. But there'll be mainly utility relocations and a lot of preliminary work done this year. And we're estimating that that most of the work then would be in 2021, with some of it spilling over into 2022. So, but just about 10% of that total contract amount we expect to realize in this budget year of 2020.
Thank you.
Vote?
Vote on motion 20-597. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-598, in the matter of approving plans, specifications, estimate, and setting the bid date for the project known as DEL-CR14-1.23 East Powell Road Improvement Phase 2.
So moved.
Second, discussion?
This is the other big project in the next year is the kind of the completion of the segments of Powell Road. You'll recall that we made Powell Road improvements as part of the South Old State improvement at the intersection. We made improvements on Powell Road from Worthington Road over to Bale Canyon Road when the Gemini extension was built, and Worthington Road was realigned with that project. And so we have this segment of Powell Road between those 2 points that is still 2 lanes. And this project would take that to 3 lanes, and at 3 key intersections would install traffic signals and turn lanes. So it is a $9.1 million project set to start in August of this year.
This is the project the gentleman emailed about. When was it going to start? I don't remember the gentleman's name, but I'm catching you off guard there, so don't.
Yeah, I'm not sure which email you're referring to. So.
The retreat or something, was that this project, or?
No, this is over.
Oh, that was actually, that had to do with work that he thought was left from the South Old State. He was wondering when that, if it was that retreat at Polaris, I think.
And then he was asking, he had a line there, and when's the East Powell project going to start?
So that would be what he's referring to,
so-
if he's asking about the East Powell project.
Okay.
I think he's curious because of his location. Okay. Vote?
Vote on motion 20-598. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Before you walk away, the last 2 or 3 weeks, Mr. Riley has been asked the status of the Shanahan and the 23.
Yes.
And I wish he's here today so he could say it's finished, because
Yes. Well, all it took was him not to be here, and we got it open, so.
Because I personally noticed it over the weekend. I said, I'm going to mention that when I see Riley in the meeting, so, but.
I'll pass that along to Rob, so.
And where do we stand on the roundabout at Old State and Cheshire? Is it finished?
It is open, yeah.
It's open?
Oh, it's open.
I've deliberately avoided that area,
Oh, yeah, you should go see it.
That's what I wondered too, actually.
so.
So can you go all the way?
Yeah, the causeway's now
Cheshire?
open also.
So when I order my Cheshire pizza, they don't take them another 30 minutes to get to my house.
Can't blame us now, anyway.
Okay.
And there's
A week
great,
ago, they used that as a reason.
Yeah.
there's also great corn when it's ready on some of the farms along there.
Yeah.
On Cheshire.
Yeah, we've actually received a lot of good feedback about that
great.
project. And it happened, I know any closure seems like it takes a long time, but that's a case where we closed the entire intersection. And, obviously the circumstances of this year made that a little easier to do. But the roundabout project was built in less than 30 days. So,
That's great.
Very good. I'll make a point to drive through there.
yeah, you should, yeah.
Chris, the bridge is still closed, is that correct? The bridge, the causeway?
The question I have, I thought it opened, no?
I was just trying to clarify.
No, I believe it opened at the end of last week, so.
Oh, the causeway.
Well, I drove across it, but that doesn't,
Oh.
maybe I wasn't supposed to.
You know, the point of all this, we have so many projects going around the county to upgrade it's kind of, it's a good thing. We have so many things going on
Yeah.
and we're very fortunate to be in a county who has the ability to complete those projects.
Yeah, so, we were working on the bridge on the causeway. We did that work simultaneous to the roundabout.
Okay.
There was a sanitary sewer issue over along Cheshire that it caused some delays, but my understanding is that was rectified at the end of last week, so.
Very good. Thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome.
So can you take Africa Road, then north, and then take a left on the causeway?
Today?
Yeah.
I believe you can.
Yeah,
but
okay.
I'll verify that.
Okay.
when
Oh, well, that's okay.
As soon as I
think-
leave. So I know you couldn't, but I believe you can now.
Yeah, I just wondered, that's okay. I guess we'll,
For your own personal reasons, I'm wagering.
yeah. I'm going to stay on Cheshire and get the corn from
And the pizza.
and the pizza's great there, too. You're right. Thank
Good, thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's funny.
With that, I believe that brings us to our county administrator.
I have nothing to report today.
We do have a couple pieces of business that's not on the agenda, so why don't we go ahead and handle those at this time?
Okay. Resolution number 20-599, in the matter of canceling the Commissioner session scheduled for Thursday, July 16th, 2020.
So moved.
Second, and this basically, did you want to comment on it, or just basically looking at our agenda, with everything that's going on, we didn't see a reason to meet on Thursday, so we are canceling that. So vote.
Vote on motion 20-599. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 20-600, in the matter of accepting grant funds, establishing a new fund and new organization key for the Board of Elections.
So moved.
Second, discussion?
Yeah, good morning, Commissioners. Mike Fromer, County Administrator, presenting on behalf of the Board of Election. Earlier in the agenda, we had a $2,400 grant. This is another grant from the Ohio Secretary of State that was made available for the additional costs associated with the national emergency and impact to the elections. The Board of Elections was awarded $173,914.00 from the Ohio Secretary of State for the costs incurred. So with that, I'll take any questions you have.
This is reimburses for some of the costs associated with the March-April
Yeah.
election. Have to use March-April since it was spread over a couple of months. So vote?
Vote on motion 20-600. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Aye. Commissioner Lewis, do you have anything?
Yes, let's see, Wednesday morning, I've got a virtual Housing Coalition Executive meeting, and that's all I have.
You said you had, I thought you were going to have a lot the way you said that. I have nothing other than, I wish I'd have said it when the revolving loan discussion. Remember to shop locally. This is a very critical time for our small business community, and whenever possible, support them, because we're in a mode right now where survival will depend a lot upon how much we support our local businesses. So I can't say it enough. I try to say it frequently. And with that, I do believe we have a need for executive session.
Resolution number 20-601, in the matter of adjourning into executive session for pending or imminent litigation.
So move.
Second, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 20-601. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
And we here, we'll stay in this room, or do you?
Yeah, we'll just stay here. It's a quick item with there.
Resolution number 20-602, I believe, in the matter of adjourning out of executive session.
So move.
Second, discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 20-602. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye. If there is no other business to bring before us,